Hey guys, Wayne here from H2 Tech Videos. Today I want to go over a couple of tips that are going to help you improve your battery life on your ZTE Blade Z Max. This is an awesome phone, but something you've got to be careful about with phones with big screens is they tend to be real battery drainers. Even though this one has a really big battery in it, still I'm going to show you some tips that are going to make sure that you are able to stretch that battery to get the best life possible. Here's the first tip. Go ahead and swipe down from the top, and I see this on a lot of people's phones. You swipe down, they have their Wi-Fi on, they have their location on, their GPS, and they have their Bluetooth on. These three things are really big battery drainers, okay? Think about it. If you're at home, I get it. Have your Wi-Fi on, use your Wi-Fi network, but when you leave the house, when you're driving to work, when you're out and about, unless you're on your phone actively doing something that requires Wi-Fi, you should be turning this off, because if not, that's constantly searching in the background and it's constantly draining your battery. Same thing if you're not using a Google Maps or specifically a GPS app, I would keep your Wi-Fi off only if you're driving. If you're driving, turn it on. But if you're not driving, your GPS doesn't have to be on. You're gonna save so much battery by just not having those two on. Bluetooth is actually a really low form of power, so having Bluetooth on is not that bad, but turning it off to me is even better. I normally just turn it on when I know I'm gonna connect to something Bluetooth. So that's our first tip right there. Just turn off Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth unless you're using it. You take one extra second and make sure you're watching those. That's gonna stretch that battery, okay? Here's our next tip. Swipe down, settings, go to Wi-Fi. Once you're in Wi-Fi, click on the settings wheel, and then we're gonna go to this option that says keep Wi-Fi on during sleep. Go ahead and tap on that. You're gonna change this to only when plugged in. Let me explain how this works. When your Wi-Fi is turned on, okay, your phone is constantly searching for a Wi-Fi signal or connecting to Wi-Fi to do different things, to download, to update apps, etc., etc. Let's say you're at home, your Wi-Fi is on, but you turn your screen off. The way your phone is configured out of the box is even when your phone is asleep, your Wi-Fi is still connecting and it's still actively doing things in the background. Again, searching for emails, updating apps, searching for other information. Have you ever gone back to your phone after not using it for, an hour or a couple of hours, and you're like, hey, why did I drop 10%? Why did I drop 20%? This is one of the factors that could cause your battery to drop even when you're not using the phone. But if you change this setting, and all this tweak does is when your Wi-Fi is turned on and you turn your screen off, your Wi-Fi is not going to be actively working in the background, which is going to help to save your battery, so when you come back to your phone a few hours later, it's not going to be crazy drained. So all we're doing is just switching it, and what we're switching it to is this. Tell you what, my phone's Wi-Fi can work in the background only if I'm plugged into a power source. So if your phone is charging and you have Wi-Fi turned on and you're connected to a network, then your Wi-Fi will work in the background. If it's not connected to power, then guess what? I don't want my battery to be draining and my phone to be doing all this work when I'm not even using it. So that's what this tweak does. If you want to get even more aggressive, you can switch it to never. So you can say whether I'm plugged into power or not, I don't want the Wi-Fi working if my screen is off, because if my screen is off, I'm not using the phone. All right, so that's our second little tweak right there. Our third tweak is a really easy one that you probably never even thought of, but here it is. Auto brightness. If we swipe down with two fingers from the top here, you've got your auto brightness or your brightness adjuster right there. Most people just have this box checked right here, which says, hey, it tells your phone, go ahead and adjust the Wi-Fi based on the lighting in the room. If I walk outside, it's gonna turn the brightness down. If I walk inside, vice versa, it's gonna adjust the brightness. But you have to keep in mind, your phone is constantly working to keep the brightness adjusted according to your environment, which is a cool feature, very convenient, but it is costly on your battery. So my recommendation is this: turn off auto brightness and adjust it yourself. Okay, if you walk into a room and your phone is too dark, all you got to do is swipe down and then adjust it, and then swipe up. You're done. You walk outside and now your phone is, it's switched and you need it to change. Just swipe and just change it. By you making that change versus your phone making that change itself, it's gonna also stop your phone from working so hard automatically, which for you, it leads to better battery life. So that's our next tweak right there. We have one last tweak here, and this one is even more aggressive, and it's, again, all the tips are up to you, but just watch them and you make a decision for yourself. We're gonna go to settings. We're gonna go down to location. And right now we have our GPS turned off. I'm gonna turn it back on for the sake of this section. So let's say your GPS is turned on, okay? There are 3 modes you can put your GPS in, okay? There is high accuracy, there is battery saving, and there's device GPS only. So how do you determine which one to use? Well, if you drive a lot to places that you've never been to, you'll want to have the highest accuracy up, because now your phone is using GPS, it's using Wi-Fi, it's using Bluetooth, and it's using your cellular network, all these different things to determine your location, to update, to do all these things to make sure your GPS is working properly, okay? I drive to a bunch of places that I don't normally go to, so I need to be on the highest setting. But you might say, oh, I don't really drive too much. Oh, I take the bus most places. Or, you know what? I don't really use Google Maps too often. If you're one of those people, then guess what? You can go all the way down to device only and say, hey, guess what? If I ever decide to use GPS, then let's just only do my device GPS and not all that other stuff. And in turn, your phone's not going to work as hard, and therefore your battery is going to last a lot longer. So that's a big plus there. For the people who do a moderate amount of driving, I would say put it in battery saving mode, and then it's going to limit how much of these extra sources it's using to determine location. So there is that. Again, no driving here or very minimal. Immediate amount of driving here, and a lot of driving to places you don't normally go to. That's when I would use that one. All right, guys, this has been, oh, actually, I've got one more tip. We're not done yet. What am I doing? All right, here's our last tip. We're gonna swipe down, and I'm sure most of you guys have seen this, but there is a battery saving mode on your phone, okay? Turn on battery saving mode, or actually, let's go to settings. Let's go to battery. I go to battery here. And then we're gonna go to the upper right corner, or actually tap on here, battery saver. Okay, so you have some options with your battery saver mode, okay? You can set your phone where if it drops below a certain battery percentage, it'll automatically turn on battery saver. For example, I'm gonna tap here. Here's the options. Never, 5%, 15%. This is the automatic setting, okay? So that's automatic. So hey, if I drop below 15%, it's gonna automatically turn on battery saver mode, and it's gonna even more kind of limit what my phone is doing in the background so that my battery is gonna last longer. So a lot of people like that, let it automatically turn on so you don't have to do any extra work. You could also do never and say, hey, I don't want you to turn on battery saver mode. Let's see, 15. But the main point here is that make sure yours is set accordingly to your preference. So if you're a 15% person, or make sure you pick the right one so that if your phone falls below that threshold, then your phone is not going to work as hard, and it's going to stretch that battery out a little bit longer for you. All right, guys, this has been just a couple of tips on how to improve your battery life on the ZTE Blade Z Max. This is an extremely awesome phone, beautiful screen, and guess what? It works even better when that battery lasts a lot longer. So I hope you guys did find this helpful. Hit that like, favorite, and share button if it was helpful. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and also follow us on Instagram at H2Tech Videos for monthly giveaways and a bunch of other really cool stuff. We have some really cool giveaways going on right now. Make sure you read all the posts, read the whole description, because sometimes there's a giveaway, people don't even realize it. Anyway, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Take care and have a good one.